Christopher Spera, and this is the iTechGear Weekly, episode number 145, 5 years of iTGW. Recorded live Sunday, September 14th, 2025, live from iTechGear Central. As I said, I'm Christopher Spera, the editor-in-chief here at the iTechGear.org, which is approaching its 16th birthday in January. But we've got, the usual suspects, everybody here for the wonderful anniversary show. So everybody's here, and that's all nice and lovely. So, woohoo!
16th? It's almost ready to drive.
Hey, that, of course, the editor from iTechGear and the former contributing editor at Gear Diary in the late great pocket. Now that's Mr. Chris Gavula. How are you, sir?
Happy to not be the late great myself. So,
yes, well, there you go.
Always something to be said for that.
That's always a beautiful
We're good,
thing.
though. Glad to be here.
Good.
Happy 5.
Happy 5. So, and then, of course, we've got the editor at iTechGear and the former contributing writer over at Gear Diary, and currently the host of the Linux Link Tech Show and living in the Retro Arcade podcast. That's Brother Joe McLaughlin. How are you, sir?
On the fitness for the rest of us, which I'll be recording here after the show tonight.
Awesome.
For my Mammoth March Cuyahoga Valley National Park preview, which is in 1 week from today.
Going to Cleveland. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, at least I'm not a Browns fan.
I'm sorry too, Chris.
At least I'm not a Browns fan.
There you go. I can say that because I was born there,
Now that we've offended everybody in Cleveland, thanks.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I've offended everybody in Cleveland. Nice. I said, you'll get yours. That's okay. And of course, last but never ever least, the editor at iTechGear, and of course, the former co-owner of WUGNET Publications. That's Dr. Mr. Larry McJunkin. How are you, sir?
I'm great. We're all sitting here basking in the wake of yet another visually enhanced drone trip around the Cupertino Circular Palace.
Oh, yeah.
And
At nighttime, no less.
And our toys are all on order. More on that later. And we can't wait to explain why blue or orange is not the new black.
That's true. That's true. And honestly, I think those colors are good for Chicago. The Bears fans out there must really be happy.
And half of them are good for Tennessee, the orange part.
Yeah. So, but did you guys know that tomorrow is the big day for the 26s? All of them are being released tomorrow. So you got iOS, iPad OS, tvOS,
Here
Mac
they
OS, Watch OS, Vision
OS. Yeah, they're all
the
coming.
OS.
Yes.
So
CSOS, no, whatever.
Yeah. All the OS, all the 26s are being, thank you. Thank you. We're here all week. Are being released tomorrow. And normally most IT folks would say, it's always a split camp. There are those that say, look, as soon as it's released, go and update. You're going to want to be certain you've got the latest, greatest. You've got the latest, greatest security patches. You've got the latest, greatest OS updates just to make certain that you're all current and
new features, all that,
features and all that stuff. And then there are those that say, you know what, it's always going to be a little bit buggy to start out. So hang back, wait until the .1 comes out. Personally, I'm going to recommend that everybody go
This is solid right now.
If you've got them, update them. Yes, I agree. It's solid.
It's one of the more solid releases I've seen. I'm not saying you won't run into anything that can happen, but I think it's one of the more solid ones I've seen.
Yeah, more importantly, I think they put more into this build than ever before, and to not have a bunch of crap, they've done well. They really have.
But I do want to generically say, and we're already seeing this in the blogs and the vlogs and all those other things, is that some people are liking this one, some people are not liking this one, and I always feel like, whether you're Apple, whether you're Google, whether you're Microsoft, if you don't make any changes, people say you're stagnant and you don't know how to change. And if you make changes, they get pissed at you for the changes you made. You can't win.
No, and I agree. And
I like the changes overall. I like the changes.
Yeah,
I have come to like them.
It's different, and it's not a bad different. And I think it'll get tweaked a little as time goes on, but here we are. And this is a major change.
You know what? I think they're easy to acclimate to, Chris. I mean, even if you didn't like them,
Yeah.
They're no big deal after
I
a couple of
agree.
weeks.
I've been trying
Yeah.
to talk to my mom, who's been reading that this is coming. We haven't done her devices yet, and I keep saying, "Yeah, don't get too excited. Don't get too
Yeah.
excited. It's fine. You'll be fine."
Yeah, there
So
were a couple of interesting updates to the phone app. There's a new look for the
yeah,
phone app and a new way of
yeah.
looking at all of those, 4 or 5 screens that you're used to along the bottom. You've got that classic look, or you could go a new combined look,
You know what?
which is
I'm glad
interesting.
you bring that up because that's one place I don't like. I
I
cannot
I
like
have to
that.
agree with you, Larry. I agree.
I'm still back on the old way, the unified look. I can't find shit.
I I'm having a
Pardon my
problem in,
French.
in that when I miss a call,
Yeah.
I
Where
don't
is
see
it?
it missed, and it's
I
like
don't either.
you have to go to that drop down to where
And
it says
change
missed
it to the
to see
missed
it. And it's like,
call.
yeah, I just want to
No,
see
show
everything.
it to me up front.
No,
No.
well,
Yeah,
the unified look, it's really weird because
but
it
it's not
shows you,
unified. That's what's funny about it.
That's right.
well,
It's
you
only
know,
if you're in that page. Yeah.
I so I'm looking at the unified look, right? I mean, you've got the
Yeah.
opportunity to go with like the classic or the uniform, but I mean, it's got your favorites all along the top, and then below that it's got recents. Now, I've always see missed or received calls. The thing that I don't like is it also shows you voicemails in the recents list on in the unified look.
Well, but
That's a
but
little
but it
bit
doesn't.
difficult to get
But it
used
doesn't
to.
show you your missed calls in the recents list, which is
Yes, it
really
If you
does.
miss
interesting.
a
Yes, it
call,
does. You can
Chris,
see the
there's
red. They're
nothing
No,
there.
red. When
no,
you
I
flip
actually have to
over to
drop.
that, there's nothing
Yes,
red. So nothing
no,
shows me anything.
Oh,
like
I've
my
got
my
them. I've got them
my
there right
indicator
there.
might
You guys can
say,
see my screen
well,
here.
but what I'm finding is my indicator. So my indicator might say maybe I have two calls, right, and on my
Right.
phone. And I open up the phone app and I go to the recents page, and what I'll see is usually one that where a voicemail was left, but I won't see the one where a voicemail wasn't left.
Right.
Right.
That for to get to that, I have to hit the little
You got to
reverse
hit
Right.
the
hamburger at the
the
top.
inverse the
Right.
inverted hamburger. Right. You've
And
got
to
to.
me, that's not unified. That's messier. So
Yep.
I actually am
It's
not
more
fond of it.
complicated. It's more
Yeah, it's
complicated.
another layer, and I understand what they're trying to do. They're trying to clean up your inbox. And for some people, this is going to be great. For others of us, I went back to the
It's kind
traditional.
of like I still don't like the way they messed up Apple Mail. I mean, at least we
Yeah,
can get out of that. I mean,
but it's
Yeah.
it's a similar. Well, you can sort of here too. You can go back to the
yep.
classic look.
And as long as they let me do that, I'm fine.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah.
it's a
We'll
thing. But
see.
these are the little things that people like or they won't like, and we'll
Yep.
see which way it survives. We won't know until it's been out there a while what people are going to do.
And they
I will.
may change it. Who knows?
They might. They
True.
might. I will tell you the one thing though that keeps on bothering me. I've got voicemails. I had a voicemail from my aunt who passed
Oh,
in
yeah,
2000 or
yeah.
2021 in my voicemail list, and after I upgraded the first time, it disappeared.
Oh
All right,
no.
Oh,
and it's gone. It's gone. All right,
oh,
it's gone. I've got voicemails from my mother, whom I've saved, right, and I'm going to. Some of them go back to 2023. In fact, one of them here is duplicated, and then I've got one from 2024 in October. But I do not appreciate the fact that when you even in the classic look when you hit the voicemail button, um, it shows me no voicemails, and then you wait a few seconds and then they show up.
yeah. That lag is. I
That
know what you're
lag
saying.
really scares me,
But
especially when you're trying to save those voicemails.
when they went to I forget which iOS flavor it is where they changed photos a lot, and
Yeah,
everybody hated the new layout. They tweaked it back when people
they did.
complained
They
about it.
did.
So
You're
I
They
right.
suspect
did.
we'll see
Good
something,
point.
and we've got our library back kind of the way it was, and it's all
Yeah.
So I think we're going to see something similar happen with phone for the things that we're not crazy about. So
Hopefully, I don't think that there's anything out there that's going to help me get my aunt's
oh no,
my
you're
late
totally
aunt's
right.
email or voicemail back. But at the same time, I don't want to lose any from my mom.
Right.
Oh yeah,
she's still with us, thank God. But still, you
yeah,
know.
I get you.
Anyway, so that's the 26th. They're coming out on September Monday, September 15th. If you've got them, update them. I would recommend everybody update. These are pretty solid, and you shouldn't have any issues. There are still some applications that aren't on all platforms that are not fully 100% compatible just yet. However,
Yeah, I agree.
that will come. That will come.
And that's always true. I should point out that's always true in every
Every
kind of new release. We've
Yes.
seen
You
this.
know, I thought for a minute that Google was not going to update their Chrome icon to match, and they
Mhm.
did. Yes, this last build is when they did. Not the last build, just yesterday or day
Yeah.
before when they did their
Yeah.
update on the store. They
Yeah,
finally.
true.
so like I said,
Okay.
update them if you got them starting tomorrow.
Fair enough.
You should be good. So this is though the big question that I've got though for everybody. Who got what? All right.
Or who didn't get
Who
what?
got or who didn't get what and who's waiting?
I got nothing.
You got nothing?
They got
I'm with
nothing.
you, Joel. I'm with you. I got nothing.
Oh
I
man,
have-
you guys are no fun at all.
I'm
The
waiting.
only thing I
I'm waiting.
might
I'm
get-
waiting only because there's an account issue. Somebody somehow an extra iPhone got put on my account. And I've been paying for it over the last year or two, and I didn't know.
Do you know whose phone it is?
It's supposed to be my. I went to Verizon because I just for grins and giggles I went to the site on Friday just to see where the dates have slipped to, and B, if I were to get one, how much would it be, right, per month? All right, and especially since I'm dropping down from the max to
Sure.
the, right, from so going down a size to the pro.
You dropping from max to the what? Because you blooped just a second there.
Max to the pro.
Max to the pro.
Max to
Gotcha.
the pro.
Gotcha.
How much would I be looking at? And I got my answers, but the one thing that I got was that there was still an outstanding balance on a phone connected to my number, and I'm on the iPhone upgrade program. All right, and even though I waited the full 2 years, I for this upgrade. I was told that my upgrade got taken by another number on the account, and there's still an outstanding balance. Now, it was my daughter, and I went to her, and she says, no, I'm on the iPhone upgrade program too. And they said, well, it was activated on this date in 2023, and then it was deactivated on this date in 2024, but you still owe on it. And I'm like, how? Because
Yeah.
she's
Weird.
on the iPhone upgrade program and she can show payments on all of her phones. All right. And they're like, I can't do anything for you. I'm sorry. You're on your own. And I'm like, well,
Yeah, right.
bullshit. And I walked out of there pissed off at that.
You'd have to find out where that phone is.
I know. Well, there is no phone. All right. I think it's a paperwork mistake.
Mhm.
All right.
Wow.
I think it's a paperwork mistake that they put on the account. So anyway,
Wow.
so I was waiting anyway. All right. I know
see.
I'm going to get a 17 Pro. My wife is going to get a 17 Pro Max.
Mhm.
And
Is it a bad balance, Joan, or just a little bit, or?
it's enough that it bothers me. All
Yeah,
right?
gotcha.
It's enough that it bothers me. All right. But what really got me kind of torqued off about is I'm paying for a phone that because it's a 15 Pro.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Not anybody's phone. Anyway.
Gotcha.
So Larry, I understand that you're getting something, right?
Well, what I did first, I ordered the AirPods Pro 3 out of kind of hastily. And like the next day, I started looking at what the features were.
Yeah.
You know what? It's really not worth it from the two. It's just not.
And a lot of the software changes are going to be in the
Yeah,
twos anyway.
when I
Yeah.
realized that all of the most all of the new features work on the Pro 2,
Yeah.
I canceled my order. So
And I
just
think
can't.
the Pro 2 battery case actually has a longer battery life too.
Oh, does it?
Wow, I didn't know that.
I didn't
think
catch that
so.
either, but that
I
wouldn't
didn't.
surprise me.
I didn't
By
get
six
that.
by 6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours.
Wow,
You
I
get
did
the
order the
measurement.
iPhone Air after much thought and weighing my options. The more I read up about this purchase, the happier I am that I made it. For me, it's all about two things: display size and a phone that has ProMotion. It has both. I don't care that it's not the greatest camera. For me, it doesn't make a difference. The iPhone
Gotcha.
is the wiser choice for me. Now, the jury's still out on trading in my Apple Watch. I've got an 8 Apple Watch 8, which is, it's what, 4 or 5 years old now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot it doesn't do. I may end up getting one of those, but that's it. No more.
But the only thing is, if you trade it, you're going to lose the sort of onboard buttocks.
Hmm.
That's the big thing you'll lose.
I don't have that now on the 8.
I thought the 8 had that. Could have sworn the 8 had that. I could be wrong. I could be wrong.
I don't think, well, and it wouldn't bother me. I don't think. I don't
Yeah,
have
clearly, if you don't even know whether you have it or not.
I've got a finger. I got a finger
Yeah.
on it. Every time I put it on my finger, it
Yeah.
says 99, 99, 99. So I'm good. Okay.
You're good. You're good. You're good.
Yeah.
It's the heart
Got it.
stuff. The heart stuff. I am a heart patient, so I want to be told if something's going wrong.
Sure.
If I'm exercising and something goes up or wrong or something. So I probably will get that eventually, but I want to
Yeah.
put the new watch on my hand because they don't make the stainless anymore.
Yeah.
True.
It's
True.
all titanium.
Yep.
I'm on an Ultra 1 and I don't plan on upgrading it.
Yeah.
This
I've got
time
an
around.
Ultra 2 and I'm not upgrading mine. There's
I
no reason
I
to.
like the Ultra, but it's just a little too big for me, for my wrist. I don't know. Just too big.
I like a larger watch face simply for my eyes, you know?
Yep.
I'm with you too, Chris. I like the bigger
Oh, I
face.
might go down and look at it at the store and change my mind too. So
You might.
yeah.
You might.
But all in all, I think there was some nice toys out there this year.
Yeah, I had seen a story out there about the Ultra 3 that said it's not a watch, it's actually a mini iPhone.
Hmm.
Wow.
So if you're not wanting to, you want to make sure you got all your calls, all your notifications and whatnot,
Yeah.
and don't want to haul your phone with you everywhere you go, the watch is great. So
Don't we technically have the same thing on our earlier watches that had the ones that have the phone capability built in? The cell service built in, the
yeah.
4G or 5G. I mean,
I do have that. I couldn't live without that.
yeah, I have it too.
Yeah, I'm finding it's one of the things that I really like about the Ultra is that the cellular service comes baked in. There's only one version of the Ultra, right?
Yep, exactly.
Right, and whatever series you get, 1, 2, or 3.
You can choose not to activate it, but it's there.
You can,
Chris,
but it's
does
there.
it come in different colors this year? The 3?
Silver and black.
At least you can
Okay.
get black.
I think that's what it's been coming out in. That's what the 2 came out in as well,
most
right?
of them were the 1s and the 2s, I believe, were natural titanium.
Yeah, kind of a tannish color silver.
Hmm.
And
Now,
then
Joel, you're a Garmin guy, but do you have any of the Apple Watches as well?
Nope. I never had an Apple Watch, mostly because my work phone, iPhone 16.
Oh, you can't really.
Well, I don't want to tie my.
you don't
I
want to
don't
go back and forth.
Gotcha.
You don't want to.
Nope.
You don't want to
Nope,
cross
that's
the
fair.
frames.
Yep.
That's
No,
fair.
but
Totally fair.
Their
if,
phone. It
just
literally
if
says
you ever got an iPhone for your personal use,
maybe, but
you might want that Ultra.
yes and no, because here I look at my Garmin, which has 75% battery left, and according to Garmin, I have 16 days of battery. Okay, the only
That ain't
thing I
happening.
don't
That
get
ain't
is the
happening
app.
with an iWatch, with an
No.
Apple Watch.
The only thing that I don't get with it is the full Apple app ecosystem.
Exactly.
I can't take phone calls on my watch. Why would I want to? Anyway,
I've said
you can-
that too, but if
Telling
you're
your interdict Tracy.
ever caught out without your phone and you think you have your phone and your watch rings and you go,
I always have my phone. But
hello.
anyhow, yeah.
Twice it's happened to me and it's
Yeah.
paid off.
Yeah.
It's
You know,
kind of nice. It actually
it is.
works.
It is.
works.
I like doing the Johnny Sacco and his flying robot.
It actually works.
You know, it does. It does.
And the audio's not that bad. That's
No.
the thing I
No,
find
it's
interesting.
not. It's
Right.
not at all.
No, it's not that bad. It's
Surprisingly, it's even better to the other person when you're talking on your
That's
phone.
what I heard.
Yeah.
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 Interesting. Okay.
So
Well, there we go.
we'll see what happens.
Yep.
Larry will be looking for your unboxing photos
Yeah, I
or
may run up
document
and try to
or
grab a quick tripod on Amazon that'll snap around my 16.
awesome.
Hmm.
Try
That
to.
would be wonderful because we'd love to see you unbox the
Yeah,
17
well, I'm
or
not a
the
professional
iPhone Air.
video unboxer like you are,
I know,
so it'll
and
probably
but
look
that's
like
okay.
crap.
But that's okay. We'd love to see you unbox the iPhone Air or, in whatever capacity you're comfortable in sharing, and we'll go from there.
All
So,
right.
and it appears that the actual iPhone 17 is proving the iPhone 17, not the Air and not
Bottom
the
one
Pro,
stores.
right? The 17 series, if you will, is proving to be very popular. Although that's really in China
In a limited way, but yeah,
in a
right.
limited way. Yeah, but so what's going on with that, Joel?
So there's an article. Macruner's regular iPhone 17 proving to be popular on one site. It's on, according to the South China Morning Post on the website JD.com. The standard iPhone 17 received the most pre-orders of any new iPhone models after pre-orders began on Friday.
Hmm.
There's one caveat: Apple delayed pre-orders for all new ultra-thin iPhone Airs in China due to the eSIM regulatory approval issues in the country. So,
Yeah, I
the
don't
Apple,
understand what that issue is about,
yeah,
though. I'm
the online store in the
That's just
U.S. Most iPhone phone Air configs are still available for September 19th launch day, so it's quite possible the new entry-level iPhone 17 would have proved popular in China, even if the iPhone Air has also been available for pre-order. But here's my thing, though. You want to know why the iPhone 17, plain old iPhone 17, is most popular? It's the cheapest one.
well at
Well, they added
799 or
promotion to it though, which they never had before.
yeah,
Right.
yeah.
yeah,
I think that article was trying to make a point that is about value or something like that. But
yes.
again, but in the past they bought the Pro Maxes and things like that. So I'm not sure what's going on this time.
Yeah.
It's hard to know.
That's true. It may just be that with the camera system that they've come out with now that they've got that camera button on the regular 17, and you've got most of the same functionality on the 17 as you do on the 17 Pro, even though again Pro features on the
I
Pro.
think Apple, for the first time, is starting to blur the lines a little bit between
Yeah,
products.
yeah, you
Hmm.
might be right.
I would say this launch probably has the most similarity between phones than any of
Absolutely
in the
agree with
past.
you.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
more so than the 16s,
Yeah.
right? So uh
Everything's pretty feature parity with it. So I
yeah.
mean, and that's the thing. And you know, why don't you just go for the bigger, better battery life than
Right.
From a marketer's perspective, what they might be trying to do here is take a snapshot this year of how people react to that, and
Yeah,
then maybe
Yeah,
next year you'll see less models.
yeah.
maybe.
it could be.
Maybe.
Far be it for
It could
me
be.
to second guess an Apple marketer, but
Well,
Oh, who knows what they're doing?
it's interesting though that they got rid of the Plus in model in lieu of the Air,
well,
right?
they made the iPhone Air a little bigger to kind of like
Yeah, they
appease those.
needed to slot it in the same slot price
Yeah.
wise, I think is what it came down to.
Yeah.
Yep.
And it's now, wafer thin, trying to capture some of that
Wafer
youth
thin.
market, you know? So we'll see what happens
Okay,
with the Air, but yeah, you know,
Yeah.
it's a thing.
yeah. Yep, I will tell you. I'm gonna do a quick little flip flop here, just with one story.
You
And
are.
I am, and just with and sticking with products. Um, the live translation for AirPods Pro is not coming to the EU anytime soon.
Yeah.
I'm so over
So
the EU, I could just scream. I could care less. I'm
yeah,
sorry.
Actually, Larry, you couldn't care less.
Well, that's true. You're right. You're absolutely correct.
I'm sorry. This is coming from the grammar
I
police.
oh,
Sorry.
yes,
could not
yeah,
care less.
yes, your mother. Thank you,
Take
Mom.
your EU
I'm sorry.
and
My mother was a school teacher for 50 years. I had this kind of crap beaten into me daily.
yeah, I was an English major. Go figure.
Perfect. Perfect.
So Joel, what's going on? Why is the live translation not coming to the AirPods anytime soon in the EU?
Good question. So let's see why. It says, according to the feature availability page, live translation with error won't be released to users located in the EU. And lack of availability.
I think the biggest problem. I think the biggest problem was privacy concerns, wasn't it?
Yes.
Always what they say.
You know, and
True, yes.
what you know, I get it that the
I get it.
EU is trying to make certain that the individual rights of individual citizens
GDPR.
are not put in jeopardy, and that by using a specific product or a specific
They
feature of a specific
mistranslate. They
product,
misinterpret. That's what they're worried
and
about.
I agree. They are always going a little bit overboard. Well, actually, a little bit more than overboard.
No,
I
they're
think this is
always
a really
looking for a way to screw Apple. That's what they're doing.
I don't know. They did the same thing to Microsoft and to Google, so I don't know.
Well, you make a point. The
That's
big
true.
three. The big three then.
It really bothers me because it's usually GDPR or any other kind of privacy related concerns and regulations that they've got. But this one, they're also citing the article on NeoWin that we're referencing here is also citing the Artificial Intelligence Act as well,
Interesting.
which sort of goes a little bit overboard in trying to put well, I don't know about overboard because there aren't really any guardrails around AI right now at all. But they're focusing on the way that they are focusing in is it's stifling the implementation of innovation, and that's what sort of bothers me. We've got to figure out a way of allowing companies to innovate without hamstringing them because of privacy related concerns.
Well, but we don't want privacy to become not important either. We got to be careful there.
Agree, and
I think
it is a huge issue and problem that unfortunately I don't know that the EU is addressing.
And at least in this country, we're leaning on the side of the company and letting them do what they want to do. In the EU, they're leaning on the side of the privacy, and I kind of get that. But I guess my concern in either case is none of us have done a good job here or the EU in setting bumpers around this crap. We haven't done that, and without those bumpers, everybody just has to kind of figure out what to do, and this is what happens. We get this kind of chaos.
And I think in some cases you get governmental overreach, and I don't think you've got that specifically here with this, but every single time they do something like this, that's the first place that I go. Are they overstepping? Are they over?
Well, but here I would argue we have underreach, if you will.
Yes,
but,
I would agree.
But there we have overreach. So, but again, it's because we aren't agreeing to what these guidelines ought to be and what they ought to look like, and people aren't really taking an interest, guys. I mean, you know that people just don't generally take an interest in this kind of stuff.
Well, right.
Until it smacks them in the face.
It's like a dead fish.
Right?
So true.
Yeah.
Well, and speaking of AI
and dead fishes.
And dead fish.
And about to be dead fish.
And about to be a dead fish. So thank you. I like the segue. Former Siri boss Robbie Walker is leaving Apple in October.
So does that make him a dead man walker?
I would think so.
Oh,
he did the dead man walking.
Larry, what's going on here?
Well, it's kind of interesting. Anyway, looking back in retrospect here, after they announced, they being Apple, after they announced that a much more capable version of Siri was going to be around starting in June of 2024. Then
Mm-hmm.
they delayed that and said, well, it's now going to be May of 2025. And then they said
Mm-hmm.
that then that's
Well,
when
yeah.
Walker did his little pep talk, the infamous pep talk that he gave the Siri team, which, by the way, was very good. It really, in its, above itself, was good. He was then the senior director of the project. And the problem with him is never was a household name. He wasn't on the masthead at Apple. You didn't hear about him or see him. He just kind of was there. And then one day in a team meeting, he reportedly compared the unfinished project. Do you guys remember when he did that? That this is what killed him. This is what I think sealed his fate. He said that this was Siri was a failed attempt to set a swimming distance record. The problem was we were swimming to Hawaii and we didn't make it. We did set the swimming record, we just didn't get to Hawaii. And I don't think Tim Cook liked that very much. And that's when he went to another part of the circular building and then another part of the circular building. And now he's leaving the circular building.
Yep.
So, since then, he's taken these little steps downward and now he's leaving quietly. I think
You know,
separately,
yeah.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, Larry, I think the point is when you get to a certain point, a certain position level, you have to worry about the public face of whatever you say and do.
When you're
It's
that big a
Yes.
company, of course you do.
I mean, if you're in a lesser managerial position, you can make statements like he made, and it'd be fine. It stays mostly internal. It's not a big deal. When you
Right.
get to a certain point and you have a certain visibility, then you got to be more careful of what you're saying. And what he said, unfortunately, carried outside the boundaries of the company, and
Yep.
that puts an ugly painting, on top of everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, they already knew they had screwed up, but now we
Yeah.
have someone inside the building affirming that, and that was not good.
No.
Not when it reaches public level, it's not,
No.
and that's the
No.
problem he's got.
And the problem is that there were other companies that were making much
Yeah.
larger, much more successful
And
structure.
oddly, even today, Apple's plans on AI still have not been set in stone. They were at one point going to go with Perplexity, and then
Yeah.
Perplexity screwed that up. So they said, no, no, we've changed our mind. Bye bye, Perplexity, which I think was a smart move. Perplexity
I do
started
too.
as the AI bot that was all about social media. I don't think that would have
Yeah.
bode well for Apple personally.
No, I agree
So
with you.
now it's down to either Gemini or OpenAI. I think OpenAI will win in the end. That's just me, but
ChatGPT will be the backbone for Siri,
I
do you
think it
think?
will be, but who knows?
Aren't they
They
already
have a
leveraging it?
great relationship with Google because of their search engine money. And now that the court has openly let that go on without cutting off that stream,
Aren't they leveraging both those services in some capacity today?
they
In
are, yeah,
some way,
they are. I
yeah.
think
They're
they're
still using
testing the
Google for
waters, what they're
search.
doing.
They're
Yeah, but
using
I'm
Google
talking
for
about the
search.
AI services.
Yeah,
Aren't they
that's what I mean.
leveraging
They
both of those
are.
things for some
Right.
components?
They're
Yeah.
using
There's
both ChatGPT and Gemini. And I think what Apple's doing is trying to figure out which one they want to settle on.
Do you think they want to settle on it, or do you think they're just going to use different things for different things?
I
And
don't
maybe they'll
know
get the
if
best of what the tools are best at then, if
I
that's
think
the
that
case.
would be a hard nut to crack if
Yeah,
if
yeah,
I
I
were in
agree.
charge of Siri,
well,
making two people feed. No, I don't think they can do that.
here's
But
Okay,
you might
fair
have
enough.
something. I don't
well,
know.
here's what I think is going to happen with that.
Okay.
I think that they're going to they've already got a deal with OpenAI to
Right.
allow users to use ChatGPT with Siri. They've been using search with Google for God knows how long. Google search is powered by Gemini, so it would be a very easy snap in for them to go ahead and have Gemini power Siri. It might come down to they because they've got to figure out why it was. So there are users out there that have turned on the option use ChatGPT. So you've got to figure out what are you going
Yeah.
to do with those users if you switch over to Gemini. What are you going to do with those users? All right, especially if they've got paid accounts that they're using. So I have a feeling that you're going to get the option to use either or maybe there'll be an option for you to use both.
I don't know. That's a fair question. I think the thing is interesting though is, and we've talked about that on this show, that each of those tools has things that they're better at.
Mm-hmm.
That is very true.
I think pushing people at one or the other right now
It's a bad
would
idea.
be a poor choice. Yeah, because again, some of the things that ChatGPT is good at, Gemini is not good at, and some of the things Gemini is very good at, ChatGPT is not good at. And I think right now Apple gets the best of both right now.
But
I don't think you want to make Siri can't. I don't think Siri's going to do well just one or the other right now. But as these tools develop, that may change.
One thing that Apple cannot afford to screw this up, because they already made the biggest mistake they've ever made in their life.
Not a third time.
They cannot do this again.
They've screwed this twice. They've screwed this up 2 times already. All right. And they can't.
Oh, nice, Chris.
I know. Thank you. And they screwed this up twice. They can't screw this up a third time. All right. It'll completely.
I don't know if I'd say they screwed it up twice, but I would, because the reason I say it is because what you're considering the second time wasn't really a public facing thing.
I think it's still one big screw up.
I think it's still one big screw up too. I'm with you, Larry.
But Chris, there's something you said that rings so true. You said that ChatGPT does some things really good and Gemini does things. That's truer than you may think. I have tried both. I've settled on ChatGPT only because it suits my needs better. So for a paid subscription, but I gave both of them a test of 10 questions. And for me, ChatGPT won based on that. If you have ChatGPT do graphical things, it's phenomenal. It'll just do anything, modify anything, fix it, edit it, create it from scratch, whatever. But when you ask Gemini to do those same things, it'll draw you a stick man. It's that pathetic. But when you go to actual data, Gemini wins every time.
So, and Gemini does a really good job of interacting with applications.
It does.
Better so than ChatGPT.
It's a much better program.
There are definitely trade-offs to this, and it's going to be interesting to see where
some people need both, but I don't think they're going to get it with Siri in the end.
Right.
Well, I think people aren't going to want to pay for 2 subscriptions too. So there's that too.
Or at all.
And I was just going to say, if you're paying for one, you might, and depending on what you're using it for, all right. If you're using it for work in any way, shape, or form, if you're paying for one subscription for one service, you might want to consider complementing that subscription with a subscription to the other service or another service, just to go ahead and round out.
Well, I would say one thing for the people out there who say, "Well, I'm not paying for this subscription." You haven't tried using your chat bot as a search engine. Once you get away from Google and DuckDuck and all those other people, what you get back from ChatGPT is a list of pure answers.
But I'm doing that. But I'm doing that without a paid account.
Right.
Yeah, but you're not getting it. If it's deep, you're not getting it nearly as quick. I'll tell you that.
But so what? What's an extra 10 seconds? Who cares?
To me, it was. For me in graphical work, if I have it build a flyer,
graphical work's a different animal.
It's a matter of 12 minutes versus 15 seconds.
Graphical work's a different animal. We didn't say graphical work. We said as an extension to search. That's what that was the example you gave. So
true.
Yeah. As an extension to search, waiting an extra 10, 15 seconds isn't going to be that.
It's nothing. And it does a good job. Even without a paid account, it does very well.
Oh, absolutely it does.
For me, it's the same price as any subscription.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
It's $20 a month,
I actually like it. So
so we'll see what happens.
But do I want to pay for 2 or 3 of these subscriptions? I don't know.
I would at the very, very least, I would look at them and I would maybe use more than maybe use more than one. Maybe use more than one. Maybe use more than one of the free services, right?
That's fair.
The point being, you want to give the service with the best results the opportunity
for you, right? Whichever one works best for you. Fair. Make that the subscription and use the others free.
Yeah,
maybe that's a good point.
Yeah. So anyway,
Anyway,
Okay.
Moving on. There's a couple of interesting things that have happened. The One of the big things coming out with the new version of the Apple Watch is their hypertension alerts.
Mm,
All right. Now, again, sort of like what they're doing with some of the other things that they've got going on, when they with EKG, and the reading of your heartbeat. They don't want the Apple Watch to be a medical device, but the hypertension alert process has now received FDA clearance, and I think that's a huge step forward. So, um, I like the fact that Apple Watch is going to be watching your blood pressure, and then over time giving you, using some AI and using some analysis in the background on your phone to give you some level of insight into whether or not the readings that it's receiving indicate that you have some potentiality of hypertension or high blood pressure. Larry,
Chris,
you're a heart patient, so
Let me give you just what I think is a perfect real world example of this.
okay.
At my advanced age, you're going to have some kind of heart issues, but I have a what they call a dilated aortic valve, which most people that's over 60 have. But my heart cardiologist said, what you need to be careful of, if you see a spike in your blood pressure, my blood pressure now is 115 over about 65. It's fine. But he said,
Hmm.
one thing you will notice as that thing dilates more and becomes more problematic, you will see an almost instant spike in average readings. That's
Okay.
what this gives me, is a reading of what was normal isn't now normal. Therefore, that's why I think I need that product.
Yeah. And
And it's not
that'll
a medical device. It's just
well
alerting me.
the issue with the AFib that they've got, the atrial fibrillation readings that they've got with the EKGs that the watch does. They don't want it to be considered a medical EKG. All
Right.
right. Um,
right.
and they've done that. They've done that because they don't want the Apple Watch to be considered a medical device. There are other FDA based regulations that you and hoops that you have to be compliant with and jump through respectively in order to have FDA approval for that as a medical device. And that would greatly delay the onset of these features and these capabilities in these devices coming from Apple. So they don't want it to be considered a medical device, but yet at the same time, they want um, the analysis of this data that they're getting that says, hey, look,
To be an
this
alert,
isn't a medical
period.
grade sensor. However, it's pretty
You might
accurate.
want to go check.
You might want to go see your doctor, right?
Right.
You might want to go and the approval that they've gotten is on the analysis side of this that throws up the alert that says, "Hey, you may want to go talk to your doctor about some hypertension related concerns." All right? Okay,
Yep.
fine. Um but at the same time, I would like to see Apple come back with some level of greater, I don't want to say responsibility. I don't want to say, I don't want them to see them shy away from that, because there are so many people that these devices are on so many wrists for so many people around the world. They're so easy to get, and they provide so much value over and above the medical device, or the medical alerts portion of this, that they're going to be in the common person's hands. So why not go that extra step? That's the
Right.
question that I'm asking. I know the answer to it, but at the same time, it begs me to ask the question. I know you don't want to be a medical device manufacturer because that's going to go ahead and delay the implementation of some of these, but maybe you go in steps. You release this. This was very easy for you to get. The atrial fibrillation thing was very easy for you to get. Now go one step farther and use all of the data that you could collect from anonymously from users that point out whether or not they've got AFib or don't, or have hypertension or don't, and say,
Yeah.
this is accurate.
Right.
And maybe they will, maybe they won't. But I would like to see some level of indication that they're at least considering doing something like that. Because
Yeah.
there's been too many anecdotal stories that have been published about, the Apple Watch saved my life.
And they're true. I mean, each and every one of them
Absolutely.
are true.
Absolutely they are.
And some of them will literally make you cry. So, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
why
Yep.
not use this thing for what it's intended for?
Right.
Yep.
Why not go why not over time? All right, you've been doing EKGs now for how long?
Yeah. Long time.
Long
Yeah,
time.
but
I mean, more than 2-3 years.
One of
Oh,
my
yeah.
favorite hikers,
Yeah.
Jessica, well, her maiden name used to be Mills. She just has since gotten married. She was on a hike in the Sawtooth Wilderness. Her Apple Watch said, "Hey, you're an AFib," and she realized that she also didn't feel good either. So she pressed the SOS button on her Garmin InReach and got her ass pulled out of the woods.
Nice.
So, I mean,
Perfect.
it saved her life. I
And it
mean,
doesn't matter whether it's Garmin or Apple or whatever, these devices need to do things like that. That's what
Yes. Absolutely they need to do things like that. And I
they're
think it's
more than a
important.
toy. We call them
Yes.
toys,
But again, you got to be careful. You're playing with regulatory games. You got to
You
watch
are.
where you're going.
I agree. I agree. You've got to approach this in the right way, but I would really like to see them starting
Yeah.
to amass this data and prepare to present this data in such a way that says, yeah, it's a little bit more than what you think it is. All right. So maybe they will, maybe they won't. But
Yeah.
but again, that's
Hard
just
to know.
that's just me. In the last for the last story in our Apple segment, um there are some folks out there that are saying, that the iPhone 17 Pro seems to be a little off. Larry, what's going on here?
Well, a
Why is it
couple of
off?
things. First of all, unlike all the clickbait people, let me say right up front, we don't know why Apple scrapped the black iPhone Pro, but without it, the 17 Pro looks just a little bit less pro. And I would agree with that personally. This fall, something sort of odd happened at the Apple event. The new iPhone 17 Pro and Max came out,
Mhm.
but not in black, not jet black, not midnight, not space black, not any black of any shade. And it
Mhm.
just looked like, what the hell did they do? I mean,
Right.
everybody went, I mean, you could see the jaws dropping. I mean, it's just,
Oh, absolutely. You heard them. The jaws
black
dropped.
has a
Heard around the
legacy.
world.
Black has a legacy at Apple, and it's had it there with that phone for a lot of years.
Yeah.
2016, the iPhone 7 introduced the jet black. That was that ugly, ultra glossy thing that you held it 3 minutes and it was scratched just like that.
Yeah,
And they
yeah,
got
but it
rid of
was
that. They smartly changed that.
yeah,
And
but
then in
it was
20,
iconic though. It was iconic.
yeah, it was
though.
iconic. 2019, they came out with a dark green, but they didn't have black, but they still offered. That's when they introduced that space gray
Space gray.
phone.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
It was
But
more of a
by the
charcoal.
time the 15 Pro came around, the space black felt like a default thing. I mean,
Absolutely.
it was supposed to be there. So I guess the question is, did Apple intentionally step away from the most pro-looking, iconic phone color they've ever had? I have asked people at the Apple store, what is the most popular color phone? Black, black, and black. Every one of them told me that.
Yeah.
Why
No,
did they step away?
I
Is black ink getting hard to come by or what? I don't know.
I don't know if it's black ink or if it's the because they went back to
Are
aluminum.
they trying to make people change? Maybe that's it.
I don't know. Maybe they are. Maybe
Well,
they want
they're
to
trying to
see.
make me carry a handbag. I mean,
Oh, geez, the iPurse. The iPurse. Don't even start with me in the iPurse.
I got to be honest, guys. To me, the whole thing is freaking overblown. I don't really care. I mean, I'll be honest with you. I think it's all overblown.
I've always bought the black phone, then
Yeah.
changed the case, whatever case color I wanted.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I've gotten different colors over the years, and
Have you?
again, it's in a case, so I don't care.
the phone that my 15 is silver. When I bought it 23, right?
Yeah,
I
fair
had
enough.
the opportunity. I wanted because I'm like Larry. It's black. Which phone are you getting black? All
Black,
right,
black, black.
black. You know, I will tell you though that again I say this a lot because these are Chicago colors. All right, these are Chicago Bear
Yeah.
colors. All right, it's white or it's and this is really weird. That glass panel is really what is coloring the phone. They say right, and not necessarily because it's more silver on the top but white in the glass area for the white phone. And then you've got that cosmic orange, and then you've got that.
Even the orange is two different shades of orange between the glass and
Yeah,
the metal.
yeah. And
Yeah,
then you've got
weird.
that deep blue. It's the same hue, but again, a different color blue in the glass area, and that may be the effect of the glass. I don't know. For
Maybe.
all three of them, maybe I don't know. But the point is, where's the black phone, Apple?
But the thing, people buy black because, I mean, they had the black phone, I was told, because, people don't know what color they like. You may like red, Chris may like yellow, whatever.
Yeah, fair enough.
My favorite color in the world is blue, but I hate blue phones. Absolutely I wouldn't buy one. I wouldn't carry one if you gave it to me.
You know,
But blue's my favorite color.
Michelle
Explain
Michelle
that.
got the light blue Pro Max when they came
Yeah.
out with them with the 15s. All right. Um,
So people like me buy the black and we just don't worry about it then.
I got the midnight. I bought a midnight blue 13 mini because um it wasn't black. It was a little bit different, but it wasn't flashy like the yellows or the reds or the greens or whatever,
All right.
right? Um it was still professional, right? Even though the mini wasn't considered to be um a pro color
I
or pro
love my
phone,
Mini. I like big phones, but I love that
and you
Mini. I
cannot
don't know
lie.
why.
I knew that was coming.
Yeah, I knew that.
I don't know.
So
I
I
think
don't
we're
like
spending a
them
lot
as
of
much
time
as
worrying
Joe
about
likes
color.
them, but I like them.
This is just a lot of time worrying about color. I
Well,
just think
yeah,
I
but
think it's not a thing. I just think it's not a thing.
it,
I
it's
really
it's a
don't.
little strange. It's a little strange in that it does
Right.
deserve
I
the
guess.
question. Why?
Well, there's a
Why?
lot of articles about it, so it must be sort of a thing. And
Right.
everybody's all up in arms
Anyway,
about it. Where did
Well,
they?
because tech people are looking for something to talk about. That's all.
Yeah, they always are.
Yeah.
yeah, we do
So
we do we do
something to
like to
complain
gab.
about.
We do
It's
like to
just something
gab
to
a little
complain.
bit.
It's just something
So
to complain about.
you know what I'm going to do though?
What are you
What?
gonna do?
What are you
I'm
gonna
going to
do?
stop your damn whining, and I'm going to move us to the mobile Linux segment.
I'm hearing
No more
this,
Apple for
and I want to
you.
hear this. You know,
Yes,
No more
I
Apple
got a
for
whole
you.
bag full of just for you.
Just so I have a whole bag of with your name on it.
That's it.
pretty much.
There you go.
Let's
We've
get into it then.
Unfortunately, we've only got the one story in the mobile Linux segment, but that's okay. That's okay.
It's a good
not-
story though.
it was a slow tech week, with the Apple stuff coming in, which is why we spent so much time talking about color.
And we're a little short this week in terms of time because we just talked
Yeah.
on Tuesday, right?
We
So
are. That's
Yeah.
true. But yeah, Winix, I guess, is making a bit of a show. In a number of for a number of different reasons, and there are a couple of different things that are going on with Winix. But if you are a Windows 10 user and you're looking for something
11.
to do with 10 specifically, all right, because support ends in about a month or so, a month and 10 days, right? Support for Windows 10 ends. All right. And if you're looking for something to upgrade your computer to that may actually keep it current with security patches, but you still want that Windows look and feel, Winix is a great distribution for
Oh
that,
yeah.
you know? But Joel, what's going on? What's going on with Winix?
Well, Winix. Well, I haven't loaded it myself, but it's essentially based on Kubuntu Linux and has an interface that looks just like Windows 11.
Just like it.
Yeah, and I think that's where a lot of there's a bit of a caveat that I want to make certain that people are aware of here. Winix has got, if you remember, something called Lindows,
Yep.
all right, which was another Linux version of Windows.
Looks like it, but here's the thing to remember: You ain't running Windows binaries on this.
No, you won't.
No.
Well, not without wine or
Not even that
crossover
in
or
some
something like
cases.
that.
Yeah.
You know, right? Not without some other kind of layer to support
I
that.
think it's the mimicking that's got people upset.
There,
It
the,
mimics.
Microsoft has currently got a couple of lawsuits out against.
They're saying that the mimicking, it's a problem with the proprietary assets of the Windows logo and design without permission.
Right,
They might have a case there.
well,
Well,
they might, but you know the I think part of it is the look and feel of the start menu that they're using, or the I don't know if they are using the Windows logo for a start button. They've got the standard flow um, um, wallpaper in the background there
Right.
as part of the default build, and if you remember the Linux is having the same problem that Windows had, in that it looks too much like Microsoft Windows,
and look
that's
and
where
feel is
Microsoft is.
copyrightable, so you've got to be
Yeah,
careful.
yeah, that look and
to
feel
be
is
be
copy.
honest with Microsoft, you changed the logo to 4 squares. That's pretty much.
Well, there's that too.
Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
that's not that copyrightable.
Yeah,
Not
yeah.
much to it.
I can
Yeah.
guarantee you that
Yeah.
Purina cat chow could probably go ahead and
Yeah.
piss and moan about, those are our squares, not your squares, Microsoft. If you want to go ahead and
But the color arrangement is what Microsoft's been doing
Yeah.
for years. I get all that. I mean, I get it. Okay.
but I'm just saying, it looks and feels the
Mhm.
same. It
It
is
does.
Linux. It is Linux at its core, but it looks and feels the same. And
Yeah.
And
Well,
it has
but more
edge for Linux too.
importantly is for the people who plan to use it, prospective users of Linux. I think
Mhm.
if they're dealing with unresolved legal and security issues here.
Yeah,
And until somebody makes a decision, I personally would think it might be a little risky to use. I mean, we're not going to do it,
yeah.
even though we want to here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the organization that you
Solve
currently
the
support,
problem
Larry,
is
that's
to save our
your
money.
that's your current point and take on this.
Yeah.
There's also something out there that's called Anduin OS, that would also be um, a good step, and that's also noted here in the Windows Central article that we are citing in our.
And going back to the lawsuit thing, the only two people that could ever sue here would be Canonical and Microsoft, because
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Canonical's not going to sue either them. There's
Yeah.
umpteen million distributions that are based on Ubuntu. Canonical's not going to do anything.
Well, this article I'm reading says that they could do something.
I
They
doubt it.
have
They could,
basis
but I agree with
doubt it.
Joel. I don't think.
because of the past security incidents that this company that brought out Linux has had trouble with. That's what
Right.
they're worried about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I highly doubt Canonical.
Probably right. But
I mean,
Yeah.
consider that everything the only way that I would say they would think about something is if they did something completely, like literally took all their artwork from Ubuntu or Kubuntu, and even then, a lot of that's going to be licensed under Creative Commons, and so it's.
I mean, what it boils down to is if you're looking for a user-friendly Linux distro with a familiar layout, pick something a little more safer and reputable, I would think. That's
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
You've got the Windows logo for the start menu. You've got the Copilot logo, all right, that's also being used in the system tray for this thing, and I think that's where a lot of the problems are going to come from. They're going to have to change.
I would think you're right. I think they'll have more trouble with that than they will the Win logo.
Yeah, I think they'll have more problems with the Copilot logo being used. They're going to have to get rid of that little bad boy. But I don't know that they're going to have issues with Canonical. I agree with Joel, but resolving the security issues, I think, is a heck of a lot easier and a heck of a lot probably a
Probably
better for
Not-
them in the long run. But
and not sure what security issues they have, but the reality is security issues are not. You got Microsoft suing, so the longevity of this is questionable until those things are resolved. So
agree.
Chris,
if you install it,
Chris,
you
what
got a risk
Canonical
tomorrow.
is saying is they're worried that this will come out
Yeah.
with potential security
Potential.
risks.
But they're
that
not saying there is one.
Their reputation. That's all.
Gotcha.
Agree.
And I don't think
Understood.
they have a leg to stand on, but Microsoft probably would.
Yeah. Well, I'm going to go ahead though, and I'm going to move us forward here because I don't want to
We
beat a
need to
dead
be
horse.
moved. You're right.
And I'm going to.
us.
I'm gonna. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it right after this brief message. Hi. This is Christopher Spera from iTechGear.org. I wanted to talk with you today about becoming a contributing donor to the site. iTechGear.org has been around for almost 15 years. In fact, our anniversary is just around the corner on January 10th, 2025. 15 years. Where has the time gone? I've never really asked for any kind of donations for the site. It's always been about me providing value to you, a site visitor or podcast listener. The iTechGear Weekly is now in its 4th year of production, and Chris G, Joel, and Dr. Mr. Larry McJunkin and I are having a really great time providing you with some of the best free tech talk available from time-tested original internet writers, testers, site founders, and professional writers and editors on the internet. I truly believe that our crew has some of the best and most qualified pundits and commentators on the internet today. And we're not hobbled by any kind of sponsorship or affiliated relationship or other time-bought posts. It all comes from the heart. Unfortunately, times are kind of tough. And since the COVID-19 pandemic of 2020 to 2023, yes, almost 3 full years, times have become increasingly difficult for small independent sites like iTechGear.org to stay afloat. I normally do this with a portion of the salary I make from the day job. But with the IT market so tight right now, it's really difficult sometimes for many to make normal household ends meet, let alone fund a site like iTechGear that might decide to bring in a buck or two. It ain't easy. If you find any of our content on iTechGear or from iTGW to be of any value at all, I would seriously appreciate you donating as little as just $1 to the cause. While we do have a Patreon site, it's hard to keep one website up, let alone 2. And since it's really only me doing the work, our Patreon site hasn't really helped us at all. If you can make a donation to the site or to the show of any amount, I'd be forever grateful. All donations will go to site maintenance, hosting, podcast hosting, and everything iTechGear related. Donations can be made to my PayPal account at chris@iTechGear.org. Make a donation. We'll thank you immediately on the next iTGW episode and voice our gratitude. I want to thank you. We appreciate your consideration, time, and attention. Now let's get back to the latest iTechGear Weekly episode. And welcome back to the iTechGear Weekly, episode number 145. 5 years of iTGW. Oh man, it is our 5th anniversary, and we're in rare form tonight, kids.
5 years.
five years. But
feels like longer.
yes.
No, it's good. It's been a good 5 years.
It's been a good 5 years.
Hey, we're not looking for a divorce lawyer. That's
No, we're not looking for a divorce
we're not.
lawyer.
And we're here.
We couldn't afford one if we found one.
We're looking, but we found one anyway. And here's to 5 more years, kids. So there you go. So anyway, I do want to go ahead though and get us into our Windows segment. We've only got the one story in our Windows segment. Again, it's kind of a slow week, but there was something that I thought was interesting that did happen this week. And if you were looking or were concerned about or interested in Windows 11 25 H2, you're in luck. The ISOs are now available for download, but there's a couple of caveats. Number one, if you're looking for these, you may have to join the Windows Insider program if you aren't already a member. You will need a Microsoft account in order to download these. This is actually the build that's currently in the release preview ring, right, or channel, and it is available for download right now. So saith NeoWin, so saith all. I went and I did grab these the build for this just to make, because I'm in the habit, I don't know why, of collecting old ISO images. I say old ISO
Okay.
images because I have them. They're going back to Windows 7, so and earlier. But so these came available on the 10th here, just a few days ago. And you can go ahead and get it, but like I said, you're going to need to get you will need to have a Microsoft account, and you may need to join the release preview channel just to make certain. It's not going to throw things at you. It's just going to give you a little look-see a little early, but you can go and download the ISO. And if you are wanting 25H2, which is not going to be anything more than basically just a bunch of security and updates and some feature hardening.
Probably not worth it.
Well, the fact that Microsoft just removed all of the download blocks for 24H2 this past week as well, it really bothers me that it takes them that long to remove all those natural, just so you can get it from Windows Update. Because if you wanted it and it was and you were blocked, you could probably go and download the ISO and then burn yourself either a DVD, a CD or DVD, or a USB stick and install it on your own.
But with all these things that we've talked about over the weeks about challenges with Microsoft updates, not only problems, but this addition of more and more advertising, this addition of app versions that I think are worse than their predecessors were, and things like that. I have not gone out of my way to accelerate my adoption of new versions of Windows. I've just waited till update presented them and just gone with it then.
Yeah.
Until then, I just don't.
Why inflict unnecessary pain early?
Well, and that's kind of what it is. It's like, okay. That's just me.
Interestingly enough, I've been on I've been a Windows insider since
you have
15.
True.
When that kind of started, and I've been on all of the rings or channels or whatever you want to call them over the years, depending on the computers that I've been on. And I have yet to find a build of Windows, regardless of channel, whether it's the Canary, Dev, Beta, or release preview channel currently, where any of their builds have completely screwed over a computer that I've got it on.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that, but that isn't kind of where I'm going for. It's not just the technology and whether something breaks or not breaks. It's this crap that they're throwing at us that I don't want. And so for me, I'm not rushing. I used to be on a lot of I was on the preview channels, I was on the Canary channels, and I just kind of turned all that off on my newer machines, and I just don't do it anymore because there's nothing there that I really feel I got to have. Just not.
I used to think I needed it, and I left years ago.
Yeah, and it's just not necessary to me anymore. It's like, okay, well, whatever. But some people get really excited about it, and they want it. They got to have it. It's like crack to them. I don't know, but they've got to have it. I get it.
Yeah. Well,
And this is
if you're interested, it's out there now,
and that's good to know for people that want it. Yeah.
and we've got
Yeah.
links to an article here from our friends at NeoWin, and then we've got the link to the Microsoft site that allow you to actually download the ISO if you're interested.
Did
So
they give a time frame on when the 25H2 is supposed to hit the normal Windows update stuff, roughly?
no, they have not.
I'm just curious when it's supposed to hit the
Yeah,
regular channels, as it were.
yeah, it is.
It's got to be sooner rather than later. I mean, I
It
get
would
that,
have to be
but
sooner. So the 2600 build, I believe that it is, excuse me, is already been superseded with some fixes in the
yeah.
in the
Well,
release preview channel. So
I do know
um,
not that long ago, I like very recently just got another 24H2 update,
yeah,
so they're still chugging
they're
those
still
out.
chugging those out. They're still tweaking those out. And as I mentioned, they just removed the last bit
Okay,
of download
gotcha,
blocks
gotcha.
on that. So that's now available. A year later,
Okay,
it's now should be available to just about everyone.
that's a long time to wait on that, but
It
okay.
is. It is. And I think it's a bit ridiculous.
Well, but it was a bumpy ride, as we all recall. We've had some
Well,
conversations about that.
yeah. And
So,
that's one of the
okay, well,
reasons,
it's coming.
that's one of the reasons why 25H2 is largely
Yeah,
very similar to 24H2.
and probably mostly, like you said, mostly patches and fixes and updates and
Yeah.
that kind
Little
of stuff.
hardening, little
Hardening. Okay,
hardening. That's all.
fair enough.
So anyway, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to move us to our tip of the week segment. And I want, before we get to the actual awesome tip that I have for everyone this week, you know that iTechGear was founded with the intent of making technology easy for everyone to use and understand.
Was it?
It was.
Ah,
Over 15 years ago. And this team specifically has dedicated their writing careers to this specific purpose. And so every week, iTechGear will feature a tip on the iTechGear Weekly. And it's going to be authored by one of our experienced folks. And yeah, if you got questions, concerns,
good
comments,
deal.
ideas, please do me a favor, write those things down, ship them over to tips@itechgear.org, and we will go ahead and give you your 15 seconds worth of fame if we get you on. One of the things that I wanted to, that I went and I did to my iPhone after I updated it again to iOS 26 this past week. You can go ahead and make some changes to your lock screen. And again, me with the eyes, the aging
Mm,
eyes. I went ahead and I made my clock on my lock screen be about half the size of the actual screen.
oh, okay.
And it's and I've got some in between the time and some widgets that I've got on my screen to go ahead and uh, get me some interesting information and remind me of schedules or appointments or medications that I need to take or new emails and whatnot. You've got your notifications that'll show up. But in order to make this customization, what you need to do is go ahead and wake your iPhone and unlock it, and then press and hold on the lock screen. It's going to change to a customization screen, and it doesn't matter, how you go ahead and do this, but you want to watch what background you use, just because what one of the things that iOS 26 does now is it pays attention to the wallpaper that you're using, and it will hide some of the information from your widgets, from your clock or whatever, behind the graphics. So I've chosen weather as my lock screen, and then I've got uh, you press and hold, and then you tap the customize button, and it'll show you some widgets or items that you've got on the screen there. One of the things that you might notice on the bottom right corner of your time is a small little grab area on the bottom right screen. Just go ahead and grab that and drag it all the way down as far as it'll go. Should be about just just about halfway, or just below halfway on the screen, and that'll make your time uh, very, very large and take up most of the screen. And I found that to be very, very helpful to me. You can also then go ahead and customize what controls you'd like to have on either the bottom right or the bottom left corner. You can add some widgets to the screen if you would like. You can change some of the date, time, other widgets that you've got all over the screen. It's really an interesting kind of thing. It's a press and hold on the lock screen itself, and then tap the customize button, and then just go crazy. Have a good time.
But remember when you're done to hit the done button, which is not really obvious on your screen.
That
It's
is
in the upper
true.
right hand corner. If you
Otherwise,
don't remember it,
save.
it will not save. So remember to hit the done button.
Yep.
Oddly, I have never customized any of my watches. I mean, I
Really?
fiddle with my phone all the time.
Well, this is
I
what
have
he's talking about.
never-
Is the phone.
I've
This is
got
the
three
phone.
watch faces. I've had the same three since the first Apple Watch.
Yeah, but this is the on your iPhone.
I know, but I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Right.
And now
That's
you've got,
kinda
I know
cool
I've got
looking.
that big, I know I've got that big clock
That
there,
looks kind of cool.
and I like that, especially with the glass. It looks really, really nice. So, but that's our tip of the week. Customize your iPhone, and there you go. And there you see, there's another example of it on Chris's phone. But you see the two there. He's got it in military time, but the bottom of the two is eclipsed by that graphic. So you've got to watch how you've got it there. So
Yeah.
You
I think I'll
absolutely do.
try that, Chris. I will, because I need a bigger clock to glance
there you
at.
go. I like having I don't want to have to hunt for it. I want to see,
No.
yes, I've got a watch, and yes, I've got it on, and yes, I'm wearing it. But sometimes just a quick look up at the phone. It's on the desk.
I think I use my watch never for time. I use it for other things.
Notifications,
Yep.
and health.
We use it for everything
information.
but time. Nice.
Yeah.
We use our
Everything but
watch for
time.
everything but.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, well, it's
Gotcha.
true. Anyway, so that's our tip of the week for this week. Going to move us to our pick of the week segment. And again, before we get to the actual tip, I want to remind everyone that our show picks are typically hardware, software, and other items of interest that we have individually purchased and that we actually use and that we like enough that we want to recommend them to you, our growing listener base. These are not paid advertisements or anything that we have any kind of affiliated marketing relationship with. If they were, the editorial policy over at iTechGear.org indicates that we have to go ahead and disclose that up front. These are just things that we sincerely believe in, and we want to bring them to you at the end of each show. Come on, guys. Here we go. Why?
Because
We like you.
Not bad.
Getting
Yeah.
better.
We're getting there.
Hey, 5 years. I mean, we'll get there.
Yes.
We'll get there. Anyway, so Joel, you've got the pick on this 5th anniversary show, and what is it?
Yes. So, for many, I don't know if you ever heard of Bespoke Post, but Bespoke Post is kind of like a service where they'll send you something every month. You don't have to buy it. You have a chance to decide to buy it or not. One time, I decided to buy something. So,
Okay.
one of the boxes they have almost all the time is a box they call the Weekender, which essentially what this is
Ooh.
called the Weekender Classic. It is a really like old school like bag
Okay.
that it's made out of canvas, has leather straps that seal it, and it has a strap that goes over your shoulder that's kind of feels like seatbelt material.
Okay.
But it's like the perfect little bag for for example, next weekend when I'm going to the Mammoth March, I'll have the clothes I'm gonna wear, my DOP kit, stuff like that, all the stuff I'll need to get ready in the morning, because all that stuff probably will not. Well, I won't want to put it in the pack that I'm going to carry during the hike. So
Sure.
all that stuff will go in here, and it goes over your shoulders, very lightweight. And it's just not a perfect weekend bag. It's made by Line of Trade, which happens to be a Bespoke Post brand. So you pretty much only get it there. They do have it in a larger size for $99, but the one I have is the classic, which is only $49. So
Nice.
it feels real old school, like something they might have had when our dads were older or younger, you know.
There's a certain appeal to that kind of luggage, kind of like Hartman
Yes,
and things like that. They
Sure.
still look so classic.
it's a classic, exactly, and
Yeah.
it's great for just throwing some clothes in, going on a little weekend trip, you know. So that's what I'm doing next weekend. So that's probably what I'm going to use. Although I do have another bag coming from them. I can't use that as my pick because I don't have it yet. But they also carry stuff from Ren, and the one I'm getting soon, probably next week early, is 35-liter bag that has a roll top on it and it's waterproof. So really nice for those of us that are like to camp and don't want our clothes to get wet. So, but Bespoke Post has a lot of cool stuff in their boxes. It's worth taking a look. Like I said, the first part of the month, you'll get like a week to figure out if you want to get it or not. You don't have to, but they have just about anything. They have the main box is only about $49, but you can get like upgraded boxes depending on what you want to get.
What's their website, Joel?
It's bespokepost.com. So it's a pretty nifty stuff. They started off mostly with men's stuff, but they do have ladies stuff now too as well for the ladies. So they can sign up for it and get ladies things themselves too. But like you can also just buy stuff too off of them directly instead of doing the boxes. So I personally do the boxes.
Well, it's nice to get
Everyone,
something every month. It's something to look forward to, you know?
it kind of is. Yeah, I've gotten many things. The bag I just talked about that I got coming is called the Mountaineer, made by Ren. I've got a puffy from them once. I got a pocket knife, like storage thing from them once, and they came with a knife. The knife itself wasn't that great, but the thing you can put other knives into works great, and they'll mix it up. They'll even have some tech things like they had a Bluetooth speaker. I got a sleeve for a laptop, a really nice little short, like maybe about yay big, like maybe 2 or 3 inch USB-C cable, which is great for like if you have a battery pack in your hand and you got your phone connected to the battery pack. So, but
It's
all
kind of
besides
it's a
that
nice
cool little-
website too.
It is.
I'm up there now.
It is. It is. And
It is a nice website. I at one point I was a member as well.
Yep.
And
Do you
there's some
get to
really
send
nice
the
stuff
stuff
here.
back for free? They give you
No,
prepaid shipping?
no,
No.
no, no. You just have to remind yourself to check it, and that's something I didn't do this month. Otherwise, I probably would
Yes,
have got
because
this.
unfortunately, once you buy the
But
box, it's yours to keep.
yes. But
Ah,
that said, most things I've gotten from them have been pretty nice. So I'm pretty happy with almost everything I got from them, including that's actually where I got my first open L knife because that's one of the classic boxes they have. It's an open L knife with I think it's got like a fountain pen and like a moleskin like journal that you can write in. I love writing in that. But and there's certain ones they always have. That's the Weekender Classic is one they almost always have, as is the one with the open out knife. So they always have that one. So,
Yeah.
but they'll get some that you'll only get a chance to get that month or that season. The classics are like the Weekender, the Trail, one called Alchemy for mixing drinks.
are there monthly boxes typically a discount? Like they might give you an $85 article for 49 that month or what?
It Yeah, it's gonna depend. Like the Frontier, which is the one with the open L knife, has a Quaco Sport fountain pen, the little journal, a really nice like bottle opener from Line of Trade, which is their brand. And you can also pick the color of the knife you get, stuff like that. And The Stealth is another one. The Parlor is like for whiskey drinkers. A
I see
Terra,
they're big. They're big on the Holy Made wallets. Those are
yeah.
great. Those are a beautiful product if you've
Right.
never had one.
The Terra knife I have, which is a more like a gardening knife. It's not tremendously sharp, but it comes with a bird call, like for calling birds, and a detox bar soap from Baselite.
Hmm.
So that knife's kind of nice. It's not tremendously sharp. It's made more or less to dig in the garden and to do things like plant bulbs and stuff like that. So,
Yeah, I'm looking at your weekender bag now. I like those kind of bags that just pop open on top and you're done with them, you know.
yep, yep. And it does have straps, so it will stay shut when you're carrying it, as long as you have them buckled down.
I see that. Yeah.
Doesn't take much to do that, so. But I do like it, and I
Pretty
used
cool.
it when I went to Indiana, and I'm probably going to use it, or the Mountaineer when I go to Cuyahoga. So, but very
All
cool
right.
stuff.
All right. Well, that, kids, is the show for the week. This has been the iTechGear Weekly, episode number 145, 5 years of iTGW. Recorded live Sunday, September 14th, 2025, live from iTechGear Central. As I said, I'm Christopher Spera, and for Mr. Chris Gavula, Brother Joe McLaughlin, and Dr. Mr. Larry McJunkin, I want to say, hey, we will see you next time.